Hello friends, happy Saturday. This is going to be a March reset video. I'm so excited because I have not done one of these videos since October. It's been almost 6 months and we are going to reset for March, reset for spring. We're gonna do lots of chores. You hear the laundry going right now. Just tidy, get ready. I have a friend staying with us tomorrow. Hello Jenna. So we're trying to get our place all situated for her and just like reflect on the first few months of the year, set some goals, just get a new vision, mission, excitement, purpose, organization for the new month. So I'm super pumped. If you are someone who loves to organize and just have a little fresh start, please stick around and join me for this video. I feel like I never did a New Year reset, and you know what? This is gonna be like a New Year reset, a March reset, a spring reset, just everything together. But I also want it to be very realistic. We're not gonna like deep clean every inch of the house or anything or set crazy goals. We're just gonna kind of refresh our space, refresh our body, refresh our mind, and have a grand old time. So let's get into some chores and we will catch up after we tidy. No. friends. It is several days later from the last time I checked in. It's actually Wednesday. I think I filmed all the beginning of that on Saturday. It's been a minute, so we're halfway through the week and we're going to finish the March reset. Justin and I actually leave town tomorrow to go to Florida for our Disney trip. We actually have a work conference and then Disney after. So yes, lots of things happening today. I'm a little out of breath because pregnancy. I'll show you guys the bump actually real quick. You can see while I'm sitting, but we are bumping. So I might have to do a lot of starting and stopping. I've got my water here. I just feel a little tired. This is actually my packing day. It's my day off because I have off from work on Wednesdays. And so once I finish this, I'm gonna film a pack and prep video for Disney. So that will be super fun, but lots of talking, lots to get done this afternoon. So we will finish up this video and just try to mentally reset for March. This is gonna be a lot more casual than other resets I've done. I don't think I'm gonna do like super intense journaling and budgeting. I'm gonna do like a budget check-in in the Disney pack and prep because that's what I need to check on, just make sure we have enough for souvenir shopping and kind of see how much extra we have. So if you're curious about budgeting stuff or want clips of that, go watch that video, which will come up, probably be posted a little bit after this one goes up early March. So anyways, I figured we would just kind of do like a free flow stream of consciousness March reset. I haven't like written down goals or anything. That's just the stage of life I'm in. I'm just, you know, we don't really have a lot of time for that, but maybe for April we'll be more organized about it. So I usually like to reflect on the previous month so we can chat about February a little bit. February, we're still in it. Obviously it's the 26th today. It's a very short month. Big things that happened for us is we found out we're having a girl. If you guys follow me, you know that already. Go watch our gender reveal video. It was super fun, but we found out, I think it was the 31st of January, so going into February, and that was just so sweet, especially like love month, Valentine's, Galentine's. Having a girl has just been so much fun in February. It's a very kind of girly, pink, feminine month in my opinion. So that was a highlight of the month. Let's see other things. I had my Galentine's party, which was really sweet. I'm actually gonna pull out my calendar right now because everything's in my Google Calendar, so that will just remind me of what we even did this month. What else? Valentine's. Justin and I had a sweet Valentine's date. That's really it. It was really short. We haven't done a ton. We've had a lot of work stuff going on, preparing for upcoming travel, looking forward to our anatomy scan, which we had yesterday. I'll actually share about that on Instagram and maybe in a different video. Overall, February was a pretty good month. It was very exciting. I started feeling a lot better pregnancy-wise. It's hard for me not to get into like pregnancy, work, other topics that I would normally talk about in like a pregnancy-specific video or, you know, a Q&A or something like that. I'm trying to keep it just kind of reset lifestyle habits. I feel like I definitely got better about being more consistent with the gym. I started going back to the gym, I think mid-January when I was feeling better pregnancy symptoms nausea-wise, and I've been doing like 30-minute walks on the treadmill maybe 3 times a week. My goal was 4, I kind of do 2 to 4. And then some strength training, I would say probably at least 2 sessions a week with a goal of 4. Going into March, we can just start with kind of like fitness, physical health type goals. My big goal is going to be to take my Lexapro, my anxiety medicine, every single day. I have been better about it, you guys, if you watched me talk about that in other videos. I went from taking it like 50% of the time to probably taking it 75% of the time. So that is something that is definitely better. I want to make a goal of really getting it in every single day, which reminds me I need to go pick that up today before we leave town. Or maybe on my way home from work. Anyways, I need to write that down. Yeah, that would be one of my physical health goals. Another would be to just stay consistent with walking and strength training. So I think 2 to 4 times a week of walks on the treadmill before work, ideally 4 times a week. Maybe I can make the goal 3 to 4 times a week just to challenge myself a little bit. And then I would say 3 to 4 times a week strength training sessions as well. So a little bit of a challenge, you know, kind of boosting up from February. And then I also want to challenge myself to do once a week yoga, like some sort of yoga stretching that's separate from my normal stretching after I go on my walks and do strength training, like a dedicated prenatal yoga video. Maybe on the weekends. I usually don't work out on the weekends just because it's the weekend. So those would be my physical health goals for March. When it comes to spiritual health or just like spiritual area of my life, obviously that's something that impacts every area of life, and it's not just like one, you know, siloed part of my life. But I really have felt convicted about time on my phone in place of time with God. I feel like this is something we've been talking about a lot in different small group spaces that I'm in. And I definitely am someone who has been kind of just like praying bits and pieces throughout the day, which is great to obviously be talking to God throughout the day, but I've really lost sight of that dedicated time, like in the morning or whatever, like quiet time with God. It's been a lot more sporadic and choppy. And I definitely have been like logging onto Instagram at 5 a.m, sending reels to friends, you know who you are, my husband, and just like stimulating my brain and being on social media when I don't need to. It's just I'm up so early at like 4:30 most mornings to go to the gym, and sometimes my brain isn't quite awake enough to, at least I tell myself this, to be like intentionally studying scripture and praying, that I tell myself I'm awake enough to like be inundated with social media. And I really just want to like swap that, 10 minutes of time of scrolling with 10 minutes of prayer or Bible reading and prayer, because that I really think is the best time for me to sneak it in, or before bed. So I'm kind of working on that. One of the girls in my small group, she was just so wise, and she was like, I'm not trying to make an unrealistic goal of having quiet time every day. And so she has just challenged herself to 3 days a week of reading her Bible. And I think I might steal that, honestly, like 3 days a week of a quiet time. I feel like I could do a little bit more maybe, but I might start with that because I just want to get back into that rhythm. I used to have such a good routine of like very consistent morning quiet time where I would read my Bible and journal and pray, and it was a whole like 30-minute thing. But with working so early, I just have honestly really gotten out of the habit of it. And I think with trying to be more consistent with social media and Instagram specifically, I've just spent more time like editing and filming. And I don't feel like I spend a crazy amount of time on Instagram. I just like am posting more and things are growing, and so notifications are really fun, and it's just that dopamine hit, if I'm being totally honest. And so I really want to kind of work slowly on backing off of the dopamine addiction, replacing that chunk of time in the morning with scripture. This is just very honest with you guys, me saying all of this. So that is definitely a big one for me. And then prayer, I really want to have a more consistent prayer practice. And I feel like I have been getting better about this just because we've had so much going on in our life, things I've shared, things I haven't shared that we've been asking for prayer for in our community and church and friends and all of that. And I feel like I've been more consistent in praying for the things in our life, praying with Justin, praying for other people. I just want to have more of a practice of that. And so I don't know if like a goal there would also be just like prayer kind of with that morning time that I talked about, like swapping, social media in the first thing in the morning, obviously, for quiet time. So I need to think a little bit more about that. But obviously, like I pray every day, like throughout the day, kind of randomly, but I want more like structure around it. So I think that kind of goes with that first goal. Those are kind of my big ones. I would say going into March, Lent is starting. I think next week is Ash Wednesday, and I usually will fast from something. I will never fast from food just because of my history of an eating disorder, and obviously I'm pregnant. I will not be fasting from food anytime soon, and like breastfeeding postpartum, all of that. But I usually do like social media or things like that. I don't really feel like convicted or called to like do a total social media fast. I did that over Advent specifically. I did like a prayer and fasting couple weeks, but I do feel like that morning social media is what I need to fast from and replace with the Bible reading, quiet time, prayer. So kind of those 3 goals, if you will, are my March spiritual goals and just focuses. Okay, next category would be social media goals. So kind of hobby, side hustle type of things. I definitely get hesitant and a little nervous to share like follower count, subscriber goals, but you know what? We're just going to be bold and do that. I think I wrote these down. Let me go find them because I have some big yearly goals for social media that I don't really want to share because they're like very much reach goals. So let me find that real quick. We're very close to my February goals, which was 1,300 followers on Instagram and 1,850 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know if we're quite gonna make the YouTube one because we're like at 1,840, but I feel good that we're like really close to that. For March, I put, I don't know why I feel embarrassed to share this, but we're gonna do it. Real life small content creator insecurities, but 1,500 followers on Instagram. I feel like that's a stretch for me. That I have probably grown almost another 100 this past month with just being a lot more consistent with reels and especially pregnancy content. Everyone loves that stuff. So that is a goal for March. And then I put 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is also a stretch that somehow feels more realistic to me than Instagram. I don't know, both feel like stretch goals, so we will see. And obviously if we don't meet them, we can adjust goals and all of that. But that would be those, you know, kind of number goals. I still want to be consistent with YouTube of 1 to 3 videos a week. I have been kind of doing 1 to 2 lately. With Disney, my plan is to, for our Disney trip, do a pack and prep video, a travel day, and then like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 kind of thing. So I should have tons of videos. Obviously, we'll be flexible with that. If it becomes too much, we can just do 1 Disney video, but definitely we'll have at least 1 video a week. I'm actually planning for 3 a week in March. That's a little crazy. I might not do that. I might stretch out those videos and posting times, but that feels like a good goal for me for YouTube. I really want to make sure I'm more consistent about uploading any short form content that I make on Instagram to YouTube Shorts. I've been a little bit more sporadic with that, but I want to be more consistent, and the same day that I post on Instagram is the same day, or maybe the next day, I upload that same content, that same piece of content to YouTube as a YouTube Short. And Instagram, I've been trying to do at least 3 reels a week, like 3 to 5, and then usually 1 or 2 just regular feed posts, like carousels, photo dumps, things like that. And I think that's a good goal to stick with, like 3 to 5 reels a week, 1 to 2 regular posts on Instagram. And then of course my work, I wouldn't say I have particular work goals. They're kind of random. We have things I'm always working on, like patient panel, different projects, skills I'm learning. I don't know that I'll share those work goals unless you guys are really curious. You can message me or comment down below if you want to hear nurse practitioner work goals. Maybe I'll include that in the April reset video, but I think I'm just gonna kind of skip over that because that's random and very like niche. Another category would be financial, and I'm also not the type of person that feels super comfortable sharing details about finances. Obviously anything that pertains to me and Justin, like our finances, health, things we're going through, I always make sure that he is cool with me sharing. Most of this channel is just kind of like me, my stuff, but of course anything with baby and all those other things I mentioned, I always get his approval. But even if we were cool with it, I don't really know that I like want to share finances. I love budgeting videos. Like I watch a lot of people's, you know, budget with me for May kind of thing. I'm thinking about summer, so I'm thinking about May. And I want to share more about just like strategies and kind of like how we budget and tips and stuff without sharing the actual numbers, because that just feels like weirdly very vulnerable. But anyways, that's all to say, in March, it's going to be kind of a weird month because I'm pretty sure we have to pay, like retroactively pay our health insurance premium. And so it's going to be like a weird month and that we're going to pay double health insurance. So, you know, besides doing that and probably having to pull a little bit from savings to do that, because we didn't actually realize that was happening. We don't have a lot of savings goals for March. I am really thankful though that I'm actually going to start getting commission, because now that I've been at my job for a certain amount of time, I start getting commission, like a certain percent of the revenue I bring in, because we're like a cash pay clinic. And so I should get like a little boost in my salary, which is awesome. And so that will kind of help offset the extra health insurance cost, you know, even everything out. We're also going on our Disney trip, as you guys know. It's like the 5th time I've said that. That's going to be expensive, but we've already saved for that. And so I don't think that should cut into March expenses. We've already like been saving for that for a while. So no big financial goals, just trying not to have to dip into savings too much. We do want to finish moving around some money and prep for baby and just like kind of different things we're working on with our financial advisor. So just like random financial tasks that I want to finish. I have so many life admin tasks just on my to-do list. I have a lot of to-do lists, but I have a big one that's just like life to-dos that are not super urgent, like, well, get my car maintenance, you know, things like that I've been putting off for months. Sorry, mom and dad. And, you know, random financial tasks and things, investing, all of that, putting in more money into my IRA. So I would just like to finish those financial tasks and kind of get that squared away. So those are the only really financial goals I would say we have for March. And I think that's honestly it in terms of goals. I hope this wasn't too boring for you guys, just kind of a simple reset. I hope this is also a good reminder that you don't have to do anything crazy to kind of reset for a new month. For me, just reflecting on the past month, setting some goals to have a focus for the following month, resetting my space, doing like my self tanner, which I also did the other day, makeup, a good shower, just kind of the basics is so nice. And that's really all you need for a reset, in my opinion. I've definitely done more complicated resets with just more components and in-depth budgeting and journaling and Pinterest board. And you know what? We just didn't get around to doing that this month, and that's okay. So let this be some encouragement to you that it doesn't have to be fancy to reset and just feel good going into a new month. So I hope this was enjoyable for you guys. Feel free to comment down below if you watched till the end, because you're a real one if you know what I mean. I'll see you guys in the Disney vlogs. I'm so excited. Oh, okay, I'm gonna go film the pack and prep, and I'll see you in Disney World.